Alright everybody, it's finally demo day. If you've been watching my videos, I've done a series on the bathroom vanities that I rebuilt, a 36-inch and a 72. And I've also done a video series on the epoxy countertops that I'm doing for those vanities. Now this is one of the bathrooms that I was building those vanities for. This is where the 72-inch vanity will go. It's the master bath in our home. As you can see, it's actually a pretty small bathroom, so the video is going to be kind of tight. I don't have any real creative methods to mount my camera other than a couple different tripods, maybe some body mounts. If you can hear him, that's the dog barking. Come here, come here. I'm ignoring him. He's not real happy about it. No, he's not. But you can't be around when I start tearing stuff apart. Pretty much the only things that are going to stay in this bathroom are the toilet itself and the shower surround. Everything else will get replaced. We're going to do paint floor to ceiling. I do need to add a light above the shower because it is rather dark in there when you pull the curtain across. Let me show you the current vanity setup here without bumping my camera around too awful much. There we go. So the current vanity setup is a single 40, or it's a 42. It's 3 drawer, 1 cabinet, and then there is this large, this is a kitchen pantry cabinet. They keep putting these things in bathrooms, and this is like a contractor trick to add a little more storage space. These suck. If you're a contractor, you put these in bathrooms, I hate you. So that'll go, and then the 72 vanity will go right across here. We'll get a bigger mirror, maybe. I actually have another one of these mirrors from another bathroom that we did, so we may end up just putting 2 mirrors side by side. New fixtures, patch all these old holes from previous owners, all new casings, window trims, and a new floor. This is a contractor level linoleum floor. I'm hoping that it's not totally glued, and that's just perimeter glued, but we'll find that out when we get there. So, hey buddy. Just not happy that I am ignoring him. Has to be the center of all the attention. So, put you guys back on the tripod here. So yeah, I got a couple hours kid and wife free, so we're gonna try to get some stuff done, aren't we, buddy? Yes, we are. Keep following along. Hi. Alright, we're going to begin our demolition with pulling the toilet out. It doesn't even need to leave the room. I'm actually going to place it in the shower for the duration of the remodel. It's the kind of grossest part of the remodel, so I might as well get it out of the way first. And then there goes the vanity. So this top is glued and nailed in place, so it took a little bit of effort to get it out. And then once it's disconnected from each other in the wall, it'll just sit there until I can get some help getting it out of the room and downstairs. While I'm waiting, I'll pull the trim and baseboards off. Okay, now we're ready to remove the floor. My hopes and dreams of being able to pull the lanyard up doesn't work. Luckily it is on a 1/4 inch, looks like Luann plywood. So I'm just going to score that plywood and then pull it up in pieces. The contractor was nice enough to do that when they built this house, so I can renovate this floor a couple times without messing up the subfloor. So I got my circular saw set to just shy of 1/4 inch, just a hair shy. I'm not trying to cut the subfloor underneath the plywood, I'm just trying to cut the plywood itself. So going a hair shy, make it thin enough where it'll break out. Let's get going. Alright, so vacuumed up most of the dust from the circular saw. Now I need to pry these panels up, cut it in quarters. It doesn't matter if you don't finish all the way to the edge because you'll break it anyway. You're just trying to give a good score line. So I'm going to take the biggest Forstner bit I got. I'm going to drill a hole here. Just through that top layer of plywood to give me enough room to get my prying tools underneath these boards. So again, just trying to get through that piece of plywood to make some room. I'm not trying to drill down into the subfloor, just enough. This will be a really long video. I'm going to stop recording here and just concentrate on the work, so be back. Okay, so the floor is pulled up. I'm down to the subfloor of the house, which is structural. I decided to save you guys the hassle of watching me demolition the vinyl and linoleum. There's thousands of ways to do it. My choice was multiple pry bars, hammers, saws, some choice words, and then eventually it all came up. And then I went through and I pulled all the staples out of the floor. Some people just pound them down in. I decided to pull them. It just gives me a cleaner substrate when I go to do stuff. So if I need to level or sand this floor, I'm not hitting a bunch of staples with my sander tearing up belts. So I've also done a good thorough cleaning. I try to keep my work areas clean as I go, keep them organized. It makes it easier for me. I can be more efficient with my time because I know where everything's at. I'm not tripping over stuff. So my plans for this project is I'm going to work top down. So above the shower is going to get a new light. I'm going to paint the ceiling. I've got to fill all the holes on the walls from everything that's previously here. Paint the walls, work down to the floor, and then we'll lay hardy backer and new tile. So I don't know when I'm going to get chances to do more big jumps in this project, but I'm going to try to videotape everything as I go so you guys can see my processes. So stay tuned for more. Okay everybody, time for the next step after stripping the bathroom out. I'm going to install a LED light above our shower. It's actually pretty dark once you put the curtain and stuff here, so we're going to try to lighten that up a little bit. So what I got is, this is a slim line LED light. It's totally sealed and marked for waterproof and can be used in wet areas. What I need to do is I need to drill a 6 1/8 inch hole in the ceiling where I want the light. I will run a wire from the vent over to it, and I have to mount this junction box. This comes with the light, gets screwed to the stud or the ceiling joist, and then hooked up. So you can do the hole in several different ways. You can mark it out, cut it by hand if you're good. I am not. You can use a hole saw, which I wish I had, but I don't, and I'm going to go spend one just to drill 2 holes, because I got one here and I got one in the other bathroom I'm going to do. I'm going to use my trusty Dremel with a drywall cutting downward spiral bit. This is on a compass, so I'll be able to pin this in, spin it, and away we'll go. So let's get this kind of set up here. There we go. And a lot of people that watch my videos know that I don't typically use safety stuff. I just don't like having things obstructing my vision. But I am going to here because I'm going to be working overhead in something very dusty. So let's see what happens. That's why I wore safety glasses this round, so I can continue to watch. I've used that little attachment a couple times. Works perfect. I usually don't do it for anything thicker or harder than drywall though, just because it's hard on the Dremel. So now I got my hole. What I need to do is I need to run a wire from the ceiling vent over. So I'm going to have to drop that, and then my goal will be, I don't want to have to crawl my attic. My attic's not readily accessible. It's through a portal that I'm too big for. So I'm going to run a wire, or a fishing wire, over to my hole, and then pull the wire back up and through. So let me get that done. Okay, got all my wiring done. I took the wire from the ceiling fan, or ran a wire from the ceiling fan, over to this opening where I can run this light. Now these lights are 2 parts for the junction box here where all my wiring stuff comes in. I have a selector switch to choose the color of my LED, or the temperature, I guess is how they put it in. And they have it as 3000, 4000, or 5000. I believe it's Kelvin. So my wife has a really bad habit of not turning the vent on in the bathroom when she showers, so the humidity builds up real bad. Well, guess what? She wants a light in the shower. She's got to turn the vent on to get it. So let me turn that on and we'll play with the color and see what matches. Ooh. So here's the 3000. It's kind of a warm glow. 4000 is a little cooler, but still like a natural color. And then 5000 is a cool blue. I think the blue is kind of stark. So let's do a little testing here. A little stark, a little warmer, very warm. I think for us, I'm going to leave it at the 4000. Just because I don't want it so warm that everything feels orange, and I don't want it so cool that it feels all cold in the room. Had to crawl in the attic to do this wiring. Didn't videotape that because my attic's real small, very tight places, and I had to concentrate on not putting my foot to the ceiling. So I'm going to get this all packed up in here, and I'm not going to hang the light just yet because I still have to paint the ceiling, and that'll be the next part of today's project, is painting the ceiling. So I'm going to get cleaned up and get ready for that. So after the light hole is cut, I use the gray coat sprayer to put 2 coats on the ceiling, and then I come back and do 2 coats on the walls. Now it's time to work on the floor. So I'll mix a bucket of mortar, and then I'm going to use this mortar to lay the baseboard that goes underneath the tile, or base layer. I'm not really sure what you call it anymore. I do wet my wood beforehand, as highly recommended, just to help the tile from having all the, or the mortar from having all the moisture pulled out of it before it can fully dry. Otherwise you don't get a good contact. I did pre-cut these boards so that they're a perfect fit when I started this. And go through and drive all the screws in. This board is pre-marked for, I believe it's every 8 inches once a screw, and then around the perimeter it's either ½ inch to 1 inch from the edge of the perimeter. I really wish it went this fast. There's a lot of screws I had to put in this floor. A lot of staples I had to pull back out of it. After the baseboards are down, you'll see the white part of the mortar that's set up. That's actually a tape to help seal the cracks and give a nice smooth edge. It's very specific to the material and to the mortar. Now, I'm not very good or efficient at tiling, so instead of laying down a bead of mortar or quickset, or I can't remember the name of the stuff, I'm doing 1 tile at a time. It's very, very not efficient. Anybody that's proficient at tiling will think that I'm wasting my time, which I probably am, but it works for me. When I do tiling, I lay all my whole tiles first, and after that sets up overnight, I'll come back and cut in all the cut-to-fit tiles, so the short ones that go up to the wall and then around the toilet flange and those type of things later. I'm also using a self-leveling spacer system, the white and yellow clips that you're seeing. This will help keep the tiles from having a lip or an edge on it. Again, because I'm not good at tiling, this saves me a lot of headache. And you get to reuse the little yellow wedges over and over again. The clips are 1 shot only, but the wedges you can keep and reuse. And I ended up not showing it. I lost a good portion of video in this project. I came back, cleaned out my grout lines, regrouted, sealed it all, and got it all exactly how I wanted it before I moved on to baseboards and putting the vanity in. These baseboards are a PVC material. It is shaped exactly how the wood ones are in all the other rooms that I redid. So it looks the same, it's just waterproof. And then the vanity gets put in and mounted before the baseboards, and then I'll put the top on and screw it in. Perks of it being an MDF top is I can screw straight from the vanity into the bottom of the countertop. A little construction adhesive, and the backsplashes will go into place. And then a little bit of silicone around the edges will make it all waterproof and keep water from running down the back or the inside of the cabinet. And it's time for hardware. New faucets, new sinks. Got a fancy little sink jig that I made up from recommendations from several videos. And then after all the plumbing and everything is done, one of the final accessories would be the new mirror. This is actually a vertical mirror that goes in the back of my door that we hung horizontal. And voila, it is all done.